Level 1, Zero Aura. You're a ghost. No money, no followers. You're just a girl sitting in a messy bedroom, watching life happen to other people. Your bank account is a tragedy. Your future looks like a total flop. You're tired of being a fan. Tired of watching 17-year-olds on TikTok live in mansions while you can't even afford a new fit. But then hits you. The ultimate truth. Wealth isn't earned. It's performed. It's just a vibe. If you act like you're rich, the world just believes you. You start studying the elite like it's your only job. The way they walk. The way they never say, please. The way they look right through people like they're glitches in the background. You practice your rich girl stare in the mirror until your eyes look like cold diamonds. You aren't just changing your clothes, you're deleting your entire soul. You buy a one-way ticket to NYC. No return flight, no backup plan. Just a suitcase of thrifted luxury and a fake accent. You're not here to work for a boss. You're here to become the boss. Manhattan is a stage, and everyone else is just an NPC. You're spawning at JFK with $0 and a plan to gaslight the entire 1%. You've realized that being a fake billionaire is better than being a real nobody. Ready to go full delusional? Because in this city, the only thing that matters is how much you can lie with a straight face. The broke version of you is officially dead. The heiress is born. The game starts now. Welcome to the top. Level 2, the social hacker. You land in Manhattan. The air smells like expensive perfume and pure greed. You aren't staying at a 5-star hotel yet, but you walk into the lobby like you own the lease. You sit at the bar, order a $30 water, and pay with your last bill. Why? Because this is your office. This is where the targets are. You see them, the Nepo babies, and the trust fund kids. They're wearing quiet luxury and talking about brunch in Paris. You don't try to join them. You wait for them to notice you. You, accidentally, leave a vintage Cartier lighter on the table, something you found in a thrift shop for $5. One of them picks it up. Is this yours? Boom, the connection is made. You don't act excited. You act bored. You tell them you're just in town to scout locations for your new private club. You mention you're staying in the penthouse, but the service is actually mid. They're obsessed. They've never met someone who doesn't care about their money. They invite you to an exclusive after party at a rooftop in Tribeca. No guest list. No ID check. Just you, your thrifted Prada, and a fake European accent that sounds like old money and secrets. You're standing on that rooftop, looking down at the city lights, realize one thing. The gates aren't locked. You just have to walk through them with enough confidence to gaslight the guards. You aren't just a ghost anymore. You're a mystery. And in NYC, a mystery is more valuable than a bank statement. You've officially hacked the social code. You're in the circle. Now, the real game begins. You've spawned into the elite. Now, make sure they never find out who you really are. Level 3, the luxury architect, the glitch in the system. You need seed money to grow an empire of lies. You don't work for it, you spawn it. You find a high-end bank and deposit a bad check for $15,000. It's a race against time. You withdraw the cash before the bank realizes the check is a flop. Now you have a roll of hundreds in your pocket, your visual ID. You don't check into a boring chain hotel. You target a boutique spot in Soho where the staff is young and obsessed with status. You don't walk up to the desk, you walk in with a famous influencer you met at the Tribeca party. The staff sees you with a somebody, and suddenly, you're a somebody too. When they ask for a card, you hit them with the ultimate gaslight. My father's personal assistant is wiring the full payment from Cologne tonight. I'm not carrying my business cards, just put the suite on my tab. You look so annoyed that they feel bad for asking. Your aura is literally their credit limit. You spend those hundreds on Benjamins for the staff, dropping a bill for a bottle of water. They stop asking questions. They start opening doors. Now you're living in a $4,000 a night suite with zero balance. You use the hotel's address to get a private line of credit at a high-end boutique. You buy a whole new wardrobe on a promise. You aren't just wearing clothes, you're wearing the bank's trust. You've turned $15,000 of fake cash into $1 million lifestyle. You're eating at restaurants where the menu has no prices, and you're always forgetting your wallet because your friends are too embarrassed to ask a billionaire for $20. You've successfully hacked the one thing more powerful than money, reputation. But the bank is starting to notice the glitch. You're a queen on a throne made of thin air. Level 4, the paper architect, pixels to power. The hotel manager is finally losing his chill. Your tab is $30,000 and your European wire is still a total no-show. Most people would crash out and run, but your aura is built different. You don't run, you scale. You don't need a hotel room anymore. You need $22 million for your art foundation. You open your laptop and Photoshop becomes your most powerful weapon. You spend the night crafting a master portfolio. With a few clicks, you create 60 million euros in a non-existent German bank. It's not just a PDF, it's your ticket to the final boss of Manhattan. To make it real, you invent Peter Hennecke, a fake family lawyer who only exists in a burner phone in your desk drawer. You even use a voice changer to call the bank as Peter, confirming your inheritance in a thick German accent. You're not just lying anymore. You're building a whole cinematic universe where you're the star. You walk into the city's most gate-kept law firms. You wear a black dress that screams old money and act like the lawyers are lucky to even be in your presence. You tell them you're building the ADF, the most exclusive private art club in the world. You show them your forged bank statements, and because your energy is so verified, they don't even check the math. They see a bored billionaire, not a girl with a negative balance. They start vouching for you to the biggest banks on Wall Street. You've successfully hacked the highest level of human trust. You're no longer a scammer, you're a founder. The old hotel bills? You pay them with a small bridge loan you secured by using the bigger lie. You're a snake eating its own tail, and it's working. You've glitched the financial system so hard that the top 1% are now working for you for free. You've turned pixels into power, and the world is starting to bow down. Level 5. The VIP Nomad, Jet Set on Zero. You're now playing at the final boss level of the social pyramid. You don't have a permanent address, but all of Manhattan is your personal lounge. You need to get to a billionaire's conference in Omaha, you don't book a seat in coach. You call up a private jet company and convince them you're a VVIP client whose wire transfer is lagging in the cloud. Your aura is so blindingly arrogant that they actually send a $35,000 jet just for you. You fly solo, sipping champagne you didn't earn on your way to meet the world's most powerful investors. You aren't just a guest, you're the main event. You're rubbing shoulders with icons, and because you look bored by it all, they assume you're even richer than they are. You've mastered the ultimate trick, social proof. You walk into a new 5-star hotel with a famous fashion designer on your arm, and the front desk is literally too scared to ask for your credit card. They don't want to offend royalty. You're living in a cycle of luxury suites, private dinners, and yacht parties, and your total bill across the city is hitting 6 figures. But the mask is starting to feel heavy. You're moving from hotel to hotel like a ghost, leaving a trail of unpaid debts and furious managers behind you. You're weaponizing shame, making people feel small and broke if they even mention money to you. You spend thousands a day on spa treatments and designer fits while your friends cover the small stuff because they're too embarrassed to ask a billionaire for 20 bucks. You aren't a person anymore. You're a brand built on a glitch. But even the best glitches eventually get patched. You're flying high, but the ground is coming up fast. Level 6. The Betrayal. The Morocco Trap. The fun is officially over. The high-speed chase is finally catching up to you, so you decide to take the scam international. You invite your inner circle to Marrakesh, Morocco. We're talking La Mamounia, the kind of hotel where literal kings stay. $7,000 a night, private pool, personal butler. You're living like a goddess on earth, and for a second, you almost believe your own lie. But then, reality glitches. The hotel managers in Morocco aren't like the ones in Soho. They don't care about your aura or your fake accent. They want their money, and they want it now. Every single one of your cards is a dud. The staff is literally standing outside your villa, preventing you from leaving. You're trapped in paradise, and your mask is finally starting to rot off your face. You turn to your best friend, the girl who's been your hype woman for months. You look her in the eyes and perform the ultimate gaslight. You tell her it's just a minor bank error and ask her to put the $62,000 bill on her work credit card, just for a few days. You promise to wire her the money back with interest. She's terrified. She's crying. She doesn't have that kind of money, but you don't care. You actually get mad at her. You tell her she's being basic and dramatic over a few racks. You make her feel like a loser for even caring about the debt. She pays, and you never send a single cent back. You've officially crossed the line from faking it to destroying lives. You've ruined your only real friend just to save your fake identity for one more night. The world is closing in. The banks are calling. and your empire of lies is about to hit a brick wall. You're not just a scammer now, you're the villain of the story. Level 7, the takedown. The empire crashes. Manhattan has officially blocked you. You're no longer the IT girl, you're a ghost again. But this time, everyone's watching. You're being kicked out of every 5-star hotel in the city. You're literally sleeping on the streets of Soho with nothing but a Chanel bag and a broken ego. Your credit cards are plastic trash, and every bridge you built is on fire. But even now, with $0 and nowhere to go, you refuse to take the L. You flee to Los Angeles, checking into a luxury rehab center in Malibu. Not because you have a problem, but because it's the only place left where you can pretend to be a VIP. You think you've escaped. You think your aura is reset. But the girl you betrayed in Morocco? She isn't crying anymore. She's working with the DA. She's the one who's about to gatekeep your freedom. The sting operation is legendary. They lure you out of your luxury hiding spot with a fake lunch invite. You walk out of that rehab center expecting a salad and a glass of wine, but you find a squad of police officers instead. For the first time in years, the gaslighting doesn't work. The fake accent doesn't matter. The European Trust Fund is exposed as a total myth. As the handcuffs click shut, the world finally sees the real you. Just a girl who lied too hard and flew too close to the sun. But here's the crazy part. Even as they shove you into the back of a squad car, you don't look scared. You look annoyed. You're literally complaining about the aesthetic of the handcuffs. You've lost your luxury life, but you're still keeping that main character energy. You're officially cooked. You're going from a penthouse to a prison cell, and the whole world is ready to watch the trial of the century. Level 8, the courtroom runway. Icon status. You're in a jail cell, but you aren't acting like a prisoner. You're acting like a VIP guest who's about to leave a 1-star review on Yelp. The trial starts, but for you, it's not a legal battle. It's a fashion week. You literally hire a celebrity stylist to curate your courtroom fits because you know the cameras are watching. You turn every walk to the witness stand into a literal runway. While the world is supposed to be looking at your crimes, they're actually obsessing over your black chokers, your sheer designer dresses, and your signature rich girl glasses. You've successfully turned a criminal trial into a viral aesthetic. Your lawyer is fighting for your life, but you're busy crying because the prison-issued clothes are mid and totally ruin your aura. The DA is listing all the people you scammed, the banks you hacked, and the friends you destroyed. But the internet is already making fan edits of you. You aren't a villain to the world. You're an icon for the fake it till you make it generation. You've exposed the truth, that the 1% are just NPCs who can be glitched if you have enough confidence. During the sentencing, everyone expects you to cry or apologize. Instead, you look the judge in the eyes with that same cold diamond stare and basically tell them you'd do it all again. You don't see a prison sentence, you see a career move. You get handed 4 to 12 years, but you walk out of that courtroom with more clout than a Kardashian. You're going to Rikers Island as a convicted felon, but you're leaving as a superstar. The bars are real, but your energy is untouchable. You're officially a legend behind bars, and the world is already waiting for your comeback. Level 9, the immortal aura, the Netflix era. You're out. You walk through the gates of Rikers Island and you don't look back at the rubble of your old life. Why? Because while you were sitting in a cell, you weren't just doing time. You were building a brand. The banks you hacked, they're just a footnote now. The friends you betrayed, they're just characters in your story. You land a massive deal with Netflix, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to tell the world how you did it. You literally make more money being a fake heiress than you ever would have made being a real one. You use that cash to pay back the banks and the hotels, but you keep the one thing money can't buy, the fame. You're not just a girl from the suburbs anymore. You're a global icon of the delusional generation. Now, your life is a high-speed highlight reel. You're under house arrest in a luxury East Village apartment, but you turn your ankle monitor into the hottest accessory of the year. You're hosting dinner parties for celebrities, recording podcasts from your living room, and selling your sketches for thousands of dollars to the same elite you scammed. You've successfully glitched the system so hard that the system actually started rewarding you for it. You never apologized. You never looked back. You proved that in a world of boring NPCs, a person with enough main character energy can rewrite the laws of reality. You started with zero aura and a fake accent, and you ended up with a documentary and a legacy that will never die. So here's the final question. Was it all a lie? Or was it the most successful level up in history? You tell me. the game is over.